Hello, everybody. This is Eric Janesco, head coach and CEO of Maximum Acceleration, the professionals coaching company. And hey, I just wanted to send this quick video out to you on behalf of NAMB, the Association of Mortgage Professionals. And I want to personally invite you to the NAMB National Conference coming up just a few days away in sunny, beautiful Las Vegas, October 19th through the 21st at the Harrah's Casino in Las Vegas. Of course, I have the privilege and honor this year of working with the leadership of NAMB and the event organizers to be able to help you guys with programming and giving you tools and resources that are going to help you build your success plan for 2014 as a part of what we call our Maximum Growth Summit. This is a process that has grown and evolved through literally tens of thousands of hours of coaching, over 3,000 loan officers, mortgage professionals, company owners, CEOs, executives, and everybody in the mortgage industry. Over the last almost 10 years now, we've been running this kind of programming. And what we found is that if you take the time and energy to really stop and think about where you are and where you want to go and what are some of the routes that are going to get you there, that the best way to do that is by following a strategic process. And that's one of the things you're going to have the wonderful opportunity to experience at this year's conference. On the last part of the day, on Monday, the last day of the conference, we're going to be walking you through a 5-phase implementation and planning process where you will leave the room with your complete action plan for 2014 to guarantee your success and continued growth throughout the year. Of course, I'm going to be joined by some good friends of mine, Greg Frost and Renee Rodriguez, as well as the rest of the coaching team, Brad Korn and Coach Stephanie York, as well as a panel of experts that are top performing originators who are really making it happen in the purchase market as well, to help walk you through this step-by-step process, those last couple of hours of the program on Monday. Now, I guarantee you're going to want to make sure you plan ahead and stay all the way through Monday night. You don't want to fly home, catch an early flight, and leave the program at 3 o'clock because you'll miss the best part of the whole program, which is about building your success plan for 2014. And in advance of that, I'll tell you what, there's a couple of quick things that we're going to walk you through at that event that you may want to go ahead and do before you even get to the event. And so this program, what I'm going to introduce you to today, is just a simple one-step process. The first phase of really determining what your number activity should look like. And at the end of the day, sales is basically a funnel process. And so to get the most out of this conference, I'm going to introduce you to, over the next just couple of quick minutes, a simple, easy strategy with a tool that you can use to help make sure you get the process started right. I mean, think about it from this perspective. At the end of the day, sales is basically a funneling process. You know, our marketing brings potential buyers to us. We have to then determine who is really serious about moving forward with that, what they qualify for, all the way through the evaluation and commitment process, engaging them to work with us as opposed to our competitors, and then eventually we filter it down to a closed loan. But the numbers are the numbers. You know, they're going to be consistent. Whether it's 25 or 250 people that you have to talk to find 5 people who are serious about being able to move forward with a home, whether that's sitting down and doing application or consultation appointments, eventually there's a certain number of people you need to talk to every day to get down to one new closed loan. And if you know those numbers, you can then work those numbers backwards to set a specific level of activity that's going to guarantee a specific level of performance. It's part of like taking charge of your business. Instead of allowing yourself to be a victim of the market, you can determine whether your marketing activity is going to be adequate and consistent enough to generate the volume of business that you need to generate. And we do this through a simple, easy tool we use called a volume goals worksheet. Now I'm going to give you an example of this, and then I'm going to talk you through how to use it for yourself. The first tab in the spreadsheet that's attached to this email is just the annual income target sheet. It's the very first tab that should open up when you first open up the spreadsheet that I'm going to send you. So let's say that you wanted to make $200,000 for 2014. Actually, I should change my slide here, but your annual income goal, let's say, is $200,000 in income. About $18,000 a month is what you want to set as your minimum standard for the year. That's the number that you really don't want to fall below. Okay, that's kind of your minimum expectation or target. Now, that doesn't mean that's going to be where you want to be at the end of 2014. That's just where you want to maintain every single month so that you can make sure you've got enough money to feed your family and take care of the bills you want to take care of and live the lifestyle that you want to live throughout 2014. So you do the numbers. Let's say you want to make $200,000. Let's say your average loan amount is $180,000 loan amount. Your commission rate is set up at 150 basis points by the time you throw bonuses and everything in. So that puts you down to about $2,700 a month. Now keep in mind, guys, this is going to vary widely from company to company and from market to market. If your average loan amount is $500,000, you're probably not making 150 basis points. If your average loan amount is $60,000 or $70,000, you're probably making a lot more than 150 basis points. But you guys know how those numbers work in a post-Dodd-Frank world. But let's just say for argument's sake, and that's one of the reasons I'm giving you this spreadsheet, is so you can tweak the numbers to fit your unique specific situation. But let's just say, for example's sake, that you drill this down. That means you got to close 74 loans a year, which is 6 closings a month. Okay, let's say your conversion ratio from app to closing is 50%. Okay, now if you're not sure what those numbers are, just take a look at your LOS, your loan origination software. How many applications did you take in the last 12 months, and how many loans have you closed in the last 12 months? And that'll give you a ballpark idea. If you took 100 loan applications since January of 2013 and you've closed 50 loans, you're at about a 50% pull-through ratio. Now, I will tell you that we'll talk to you about at the event how to help make sure that you're getting accurate numbers and that you're getting effective metrics from your business a little bit more when you come out to the summit at NAMB National Conference. But let's just say, for argument's sake, that it drills down to where you need to generate about 3 leads a week. Now, the second thing I want you to do with this spreadsheet is that I want you to think about stretch goals. Where do you want to be a year from now? Let's say you're sitting down December of 2014. What is the maximum, what is the most you could, in a dream world, pie in the sky, no limited belief thinking allowed at this moment, what would be a dream income for you a year from now? What would you like to be making on a monthly basis a year from now? So let's say after 12 months of effort and growth and applying the strategies that you're going to get that you're going to learn from the NAMB National Conference, you actually grow your business to where you're making about $40,000. So let's work the numbers backwards on that. Let's say your goal is $40,000 a month in income. Same commission rate, your average loan amount, maybe it even dropped a little bit because you start targeting a slightly different demographic, and maybe because we've shifted hard into a purchase market, you're working a lot more with first-time home buyers. So it actually brings your average loan amount down just a bit. Long story short, to make $40,000 a month, that's 17 loan closings a month. And if your pull-through ratio is 50%, that's 33 leads a month or 8 leads a week. Now, some of you may be thinking that's somewhat impossible. There's 2 things I want you to think about. Worst case, if you had to just literally call renters out of the phone book, scrub it against a do not call list, how hard would it be to find 8 people a week that are somewhat interested? And let's even drill that down on a daily basis. That's less than 2 leads a day, right? Well, 20, 30, 50, 80 phone calls in a day to find 2 renters who might be willingly interested, somewhat serious about potentially buying a home. That's all you're looking for. Somebody who has willingness and desire to buy is the definition of a lead in this situation. So even in that case, how many hours would it really take, even if you were just doing a cold calling, dialing for dollars type marketing strategy? Now, I know you're thinking I'm crazy right now. Nobody wants to do that. I get that. I'm just trying to help you understand, by example's sake, if you know what the target is, then you can work out a strategy to get there. Now, the other cool thing about this is think about it from this perspective. Well, over the course of the year, that's basically adding, over 12 months, 5 additional leads a week, right? Because you started at 3 as your minimum standard. So, yeah, you could generate 1 extra lead a day the hard way, or what if over the course of the next 12 months you build strategic partnerships or alliances with business owners in your community, financial planners, CPAs, human resource directors at larger employers in your community, realtors, any potential referral partner or business development partner that you could work with. And you only have to build 5 of them. See, if you had 1 partner who you became an asset to, that you helped create at least 1 good lead a week for them, 90% or better chance, more than likely, they're going to refer that deal to you because you were the original source. So you build that synergy with a particular agent, and you only have to do that 5 times over the next 12 months. That's one new partner every 2.1 months. Get the numbers, guys? So now we have the opportunity to think about this a little differently. Now, I'm going to show you one quick thing, if you'll hang on with me for 2 seconds. Guys, you're now looking at the live spreadsheet that I was just talking about. So like I said, all you need to adjust in these fields is the yellow fields. Everything else is built into formulas in this template. So work out your numbers. Let's say you're only making 100 basis points, for example. You still want to make 200. Let's say you only want to make 150,000 a year. Okay, so you work with these numbers. Let's say you even drop your average loan amount to 130,000. Okay, you're in a smaller, Midwestern market. Average home price is 130 to 140,000 for a decent entry-level 3-bed, 2-bath rancher starter home type thing. You're still only looking 5 leads a week to hit the same target. That's 1 lead a day, guys. Think about it. And if you look at the bottom on these tabs, that's the yearly required. I want you to think about the yearly required tab as sort of your minimum standard of performance. That's where you want to be every single week and every single month. Now, if you're getting late in the week and you haven't had 5 leads show up, you can adjust your activity to do some additional follow-up or short-term purchase business development marketing for yourself to generate that volume. Now, the second tab I want you to focus on is flip over to the monthly focus tab, which is, again, this is about creating a stretch goal for yourself. This is about challenging yourself to shoot for the moon, and if you miss, at least you'll land in the stars. One of my favorite quotes from a well-known speaker by the name of Mr. Les Brown. And I'll tell you what, if you play with these numbers, and let's say we drop it back to 140,000 again, and let's say 40,000 a month is just too far. You can't imagine going that far. So let's drop it down to 30,000 a month, for example. Okay. Well, okay. So then we're looking at 7 leads a month, and okay. So let's say we drop this back a little bit, and we're only at 100 basis points. So that's still only 11 leads. That's still only basically just a hair more than 1 extra lead a day. Or maybe it's 6 or 7 additional partners in this case. 6 partners doing at least 1 good lead a week for themselves that gets fed through you. And all of a sudden you're making $30,000 a month. See, it's not rocket science. It's just doing the right things frequently enough, as my good friend Greg Frost often shares. Guys, I'll tell you what, take a few seconds, finish this activity out. So then the conversation is just about where you're going to get your leads. And so some of the things you're going to have the opportunity to experience and learn at the NAMB National Conference is you're going to get a lot of different strategies and ideas for how to do that. You're going to get exposure to, like Miss Ginger Bell is going to be sharing ideas, tips, and tricks on how to move from broker to banker, and so you can free up a lot more time to focus on purchase business development. Mark Madsen's going to be talking about new online marketing strategies and how to get more referrals. I'll be sharing with you a whole program on how to power up your purchase partnerships and new cool tools that you can use that's sponsored by Advantis, and a new app that we're going to introduce you to called Start My Application, and how that can help you build referral partners. What I want you to begin to think about is about leading. Think about lead generation as fishing, for example. There's 2 different ways you can catch a fish, right? One's with a rod and a reel. The other way is with a net. Now think about it from this perspective. If I'm out, big shore, big open water fishing, and like this guy is right now, that can be a great way to spend an afternoon, a way to have some fun with your buddies and knock down a couple of brews. But there's a lot of things that can go wrong that keep the fish in the water instead of in the boat. And if I'm talking about a consistent volume of business opportunities or service opportunities, maybe if I'm talking about feeding my family, casting with a net is a more reliable method. So we're going to talk to you about a lot of different ways you can cast with a net, and maybe even think about how you could cast with a much larger net, the kind that would require a team of colleagues and partners that you work with to be able to help you get to that next level. So I'll tell you what, guys, it's not rocket science. It's the simple ideas that you're going to be able to get exposed to, the things that are going to help you really transform your business and take it to a whole other level in 2014, or what you're going to have the opportunity to experience from some of the best thought leaders in the industry out at the NAMB National Conference. And then once you get all those ideas and your head's crammed full with a million different strategies that you want to implement, then we're going to walk you through step by step how to pick out the best pieces so that you can implement the system that's right for you and the action plan that you're going to need to create for your own personal growth and development that last couple of hours of the program on Monday afternoon. So like I said, you're going to want to make sure you stick around for the Maximum Growth Summit that Monday afternoon. We're going to walk you through this unique 5-step process that will make sure that when you leave the event Monday night at 6 p.m. that you're going to get everything you need to step by step build, grow, and succeed throughout 2014. So I thank you all for being registrants for this program. I know we're going to have a great time out there. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you face to face. Make sure you come by, shake hands with our team. If you have any questions that we can answer for you, feel free to stop on by the booth. Check out the sessions that we're going to have. You can go to the NAMB National website, nambnational.com. If you haven't registered already, there's just a handful of seats left available. But I encourage all of you that are coming out, bring a buddy, man. It's going to be a great conference. It's one of the most cost-effective events of the entire year that as originators and branch managers and more independent entrepreneurial-minded mortgage professionals that we get together as a community once a year at this conference to network, to meet, to share ideas and success strategies that we all have implemented throughout the year. And we'll talk about different ways that we can do things better throughout 2014. And I know that when you leave the event that evening, Monday night, that you're going to walk away with a solid action plan that will guarantee that you achieve bigger, better results throughout 2014. So I look forward to seeing you all there. If you have, of course, if there's anything my team or I can do in the meantime, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to help you. That's our passion, is to help you grow and build your practice and your business to a much higher level in the shortest period of time possible. So take action. Spend just a couple of minutes to look at your numbers, play with this spreadsheet, and decide what it is that you want to make 2014 look like. Because again, are you going to be a victim of the market, or will your marketing drive your success? Because it's really your choice. I look forward to meeting you all out at NAMB National. Make it a great week, everybody.